We're working on the Hallmark house right now. The family owned the Hallmark, that's why all the vintage toys are in here, and the vintage new old stock kind of collectibles. Along with the Hallmark stuff, they also saved all of their child's toys. So we have all of their toy collection from when they were kids, and they saved their clothes, which they almost never do anymore. We don't get this kind of clothes very often. Not a whole racks of vintage t-shirts, but I have whole racks of vintage t-shirts, single stitched, late 90s, early 2000s, and 80s. One of my favorites here is the Spuds McKenzie. I think this one is 1984. But racks and racks of this. In there, they also saved denim, and they never saved denim. So I've got vintage Levi's, more vintage denim, racks full of vintage and new old stock sweaters. Givenchy, there's a really good piece in here too. It's a nice piece of Burberry. Needs to be clean, but still it's a fairly good jacket. There's more kids' clothes down here that they saved. These are a little bigger. On the kids' clothes down below, they also saved more of the Levi's. So lots of good denim and vintage t-shirts this week. Should be really fun. We're glad to see how they do. I have an amazing collection of 12-inch vintage 1960s and 70s G.I. Joe figures and accessories this week. Some of the cool lots are the play sets, the action play sets, helicopters, but then there are just boxes full of complete vintage outfits. So it's really fun stuff. I've got the Joes. These whole trays are just packed with vintage outfits. There must be 100 in each tray, and they're original from the 60s. Also over on this side, you'll see small little boxes. In those small little boxes are the complete outfits with their names too. So a really great collection of vintage G.I. Joes. I'm really hoping that this does well. We had a late consignment come in today. So the auction is in 3 days, and this just came in. I want to point out some of the really neat stuff that's in here too. That is a 21 jewel railroad watch. High quality movement, ready to go. Plus more pocket watches, more sterling rings, watch movements, and wrist watches. It's kind of nice when this stuff comes in. It's a little harder when it comes in this late. We'll get this photographed in the ad tonight, and it'll do well. These always do well in the auction. People really like this. Along with the 12-inch G.I. Joe, I also have a fantastic childhood collection of 3 3/4-inch G.I. Joe. The thing that makes this collection so interesting is that most of the weapons, if not all of them, and accessories are here for those toys. So the 1980s G.I. Joes are always very popular. They're popular here, but they're popular everywhere. So nice batch of this to find, along with some Redline Hot Wheels. Redline Hot Wheels are the early Hot Wheels. They came out first before the black walls. The red line denotes the circle on their tire. So we're gonna sell these two together on Wednesday. Should be really fun to watch these sell. People are really interested in this kind of material. My front tables are a combination of fun different things. I've got collectibles from when these people were children. That includes strawberry shortcake. I also have counter displays from the Hallmark store. They're really cool. I've got Aladdin, I've got Cabbage Patch Kids, and more. There's Sesame Street. It's all full of just the most interesting toys and collectibles. One of the things I think is gonna be really interesting when we sell it is the Shogun Warriors puzzle. And I think it's the most interesting only because it's still sealed. There cannot be very many of these left in the world. Kind of fun to see one that's never been opened, so nice piece. But all the way down this whole front side here, nothing but new in package and new old stock toys and collectibles. This will be a really fun thing to see how the audience reacts to. I think they're gonna like it. On top of all of the collectibles I have, we also have an interesting assortment of antiques. Some good old time stuff. Antique pickle casters or pickle canisters, boxes, shelves, books, antique photographs, stained glass windows, showcases, and more. So there's a little bit of something for everyone in this Wednesday's auction. The antique lots are all from the same family, so they saved this stuff for generations. It'll be nice to see how people respond to it. It'll be fun to sell it, and I can't wait to do it. I've got a good collection of Fenton glass this week, and more antique glass and Waterford. That's a good mix there. Down the sides on this side, there's Pyrex, there's mid-century, I believe there's a pair of Marantz speakers. So some better, more high-end stuff over here. Should be fun. And the art wall. Now the art wall this week all came out of our Hallmark house. So everything down this wall, the woodblock prints, the mid-century prints, the original paintings, were all saved by that family over the course of about 30 or 40 years. So it'll be fun to sell the art this week and see how it does. This is a Westminster chime Canterbury clock, dated 1919. A 9-chime, 2-weight, so that'll be in here as well. Nice thing about this clock, or the thing that I like about it the most, is the hand-painted dial at the top. It shows you night and day. This is a very tall case. I think it's probably mahogany. And we don't usually do antique grandfather clocks in here, but I'm gonna try this one because it is a really unusual piece. It is a statement piece for sure. I'll be curious to see if anyone responds to it. There's a really good collection of new old stock and unused dollhouse furniture. This stuff is in its original box. I think it came out of the store, but it's never been used, and we have several flats of it. The thing about vintage dollhouse furniture is, if you know what it is, you're probably willing to pay some money for it. Do the people who come here and buy from us understand it? I don't really know yet. We don't get a lot of new in the box dollhouse furniture to begin with. This is a really good side of this auction this week. I think it's gonna be good all the way down. Here's how live auctions work. You do not need to pre-register for these. It's really great. There's no online registration. The only thing you have to do to participate in our live auctions and in most live auctions, show up, register at the office, and you're ready to go for 3 hours of the most fun we can have.